Hey guys, welcome back to yet another video of TechWafer. Hopefully you are having a great day. Adil here, your host, and let's unbox Realme 8. It is the successor of Realme 7 and we're going to find whether or not this one is really an upgrade over Realme 7 later in this video, but first let's just unbox it. At the front you can see the 8 and Realme's branding, and at the back you can see the key features. This phone has 6.4 inches Super AMOLED full screen with a 64 megapixel AI quad camera setup, a super slim and lightweight form factor. Helio G95 is the chipset, 30-watt Dart charging port, and a 5000 mAh massive battery. The variant that we have with us has 8 GB of RAM with 128 GB of internal storage, and the color that we have is Cyber Silver. At the top you'll find this flap that says, "Hey, welcome to the Realme family," the standard Realme greeting message. Then there's this SIM ejector toolkit. Then you're going to find the quick guides and a soft silicone case in gray shade. Then the Realme 8 phone itself. We'll get back to the device later. Then you're going to find this 30-watt Dart charger inside the box, and this power brick is going to charge this device very quickly. And then you're going to find this USB Type-C cable branded in the Realme's accent. Speaking about the box content, you're getting the Realme 8 device, the 30-watt Dart charger, USB Type-C cable, and a silicone protector. Okay, so let's power this device up, and meanwhile it is turned on, we'll talk about the design. Okay, so you are getting a 6.4 inches Super AMOLED panel at the front, and it is following the form factor of Realme 7. It has this punch hole cutout right there on an AMOLED panel. This is not an IPS panel. As far as the bezels are concerned, the bezels on the left, right, top are comparatively a lot thinner than the bezels on the bottom, but the bezels on the bottom are also acceptable. Switching the device to the right side, you'll find the placement of power button along with the volume rocker, and as far as their ease of use is concerned, let's test them. The power button is surely easily approachable, and as far as the volume rocker's placement is concerned, you can use them single-handedly without any problem, as you can see. And now switching the device to the left side, you'll find the placement of SIM tray. So you are getting a dedicated micro SD card along with a dual SIM slot. That means you can expand its storage even further. At the bottom of the phone you are going to find a speaker grill along with a USB Type-C connector, a microphone along with 3.5mm headphone jack. Switching the device up top, you'll find the placement of microphone there. And the back of the phone looks stunning and shiny too. There is this rainbow color effect where Dare to Leap is mentioned, and Dare to Leap section at the back covers 1/3 of the phone. The rest of the phone is in silver color. At the top you're going to find the placement of camera bump. It is a square camera setup which houses a quad camera setup. We'll talk about the cameras later in the camera section. However, as far as the bump is concerned, it is minimal and it could be covered with a silicone case that's provided in the box. So let's just apply it, and it definitely covers the bump and it will protect the cameras at the back for sure. Now it's time for the first impressions, and let's talk about its design and the form factor first. As far as the design of the Realme 8 is concerned, it is really a lightweight device and slim too. It weighs only 177 grams. I have a complaint about its back, that it is too shiny, that we have to deal with the fingerprint and smudges problem. The back of the phone is made of a plastic material, yet it feels like I'm holding a premium smartphone because of the curved edges. It sits quite comfortably on your palm and you can easily hold and operate this device without any known trouble. As far as the display is concerned, I think that's an upgrade over an IPS panel. You are getting a 6.4 inches AMOLED panel on this smartphone, and I personally prefer AMOLED displays over an IPS panel, even though they might have a higher refresh rate. Like the Realme 7 had 90 Hz refresh rate and this one does have a 60 Hz, but instead of an IPS panel you are getting an AMOLED panel, and I'm really happy about that. And while we're speaking about the display, we should not miss a punch hole cutout at the top that carries a 16 megapixel selfie shooter, and of course an in-display fingerprint scanner that works really fast. And as far as the media experience of the device is concerned, you can watch HDR enabled content on Netflix and YouTube because this phone carries wideband L1 support. And apart from not having a stereo speaker setup, I did not find any problem in this smartphone's display or the media consumption experience. Speaking about the software, this phone has Realme User Interface 2.0 running at the top of Android 11.0 right out of the box, or you may get an option to upgrade it when you turn on the device. And as far as my experience with the software of this phone is concerned, I am happy about it. I've vouched for their software in many videos because it is really nearest possible software to the stock Android. There are some bloatwares that you may get along, but you can uninstall them with just one tap. Apart from this bloatware issue, I did not find any kind of issue in its software. And while we're speaking about the upgrade, this major upgrade has resulted in a 45% efficient use of system resources that resulted in a 37% overall increase in the speed of this phone and almost 17% increase in overall frame rates of this particular phone. And you are getting tons of customization options. You are getting the dark mode here that you can enable with just one tap. There's also an auto option that will allow you to switch between light and the dark mode during the day and night. Apart from that, there are options to customize the icons on this smartphone, and you can choose and customize them as per your liking. So overall, thumbs up to Realme for providing such an amazing upgrade. In terms of the performance, this phone is carrying MediaTek's Helio G95 chipset, and that is coupled with 8 GB of RAM and 128 GB of UFS 2.1 storage. As far as overall performance is concerned, you can play games like PUBG and Call of Duty on high settings without any frame dropping. PUBG could be played at 40 frames and Call of Duty can be played at maximum possible settings on 60 frames. And as far as the benchmarks are concerned, an efficient system upgrade combined with a good hardware could get you benchmarks like this. These ones are pretty good benchmarks. You are getting a decent score on Antutu, and this score could compete with the devices like Redmi's Note 10 Pro, and it might beat them. Overall, the Realme 8 has managed to get a decent benchmark scores, and not just the benchmarks, this phone did not lag in any game that we have played so far. As far as the camera setup of the Realme 8 is concerned, you are getting a quad camera setup at the back, and the primary sensor is a 64 megapixel wide-angle lens with f1.8 aperture. Then there's this 8 megapixel ultra-wide sensor that can capture the field view of 119 degrees, and that is coupled with a 2 megapixel macro lens and a 2 megapixel black and white lens. And at the front, you're getting a 16 megapixel selfie shooter with f2.5 aperture, and it is a wide lens. And while we're speaking about the camera, there are plenty of options that Realme 8 is offering. You can capture night mode, the standard video mode that allows you to capture up to 4K video, and also the slow motion video up to 240 frames per second. Apart from that, they have added the star effect that was available on Realme X3 Super Zoom, and I do like this AI portraits that they are offering. There is this dynamic bokeh, the neon portrait, and the AI color portrait mode that they are offering. And apart from that, you can capture a dedicated 64 megapixel shot that's available out there that will allow you to capture a raw image with a 64 megapixel sensor without any optimization. There is also an option to capture the dual view video, and I personally prefer this. Especially for the vlogging purposes, this dual view video mode could come really handy. Now you are looking at the camera sample of the Realme 8 on your screen. You can let me know how did you find the camera quality of this smartphone in the comments below, and I'll cover more on the camera of the Realme 8 in the full review. Speaking about the battery life, this phone has a 5000 mAh battery that's to be charged with a 30 watt of fast charger that's included into the box, and the company states that it could be charged up to 50% in 26 minutes and up to 100% in almost 65 minutes, and we'll definitely test this claim later in the review video. But as far as the battery life of the phone is concerned, I've used it for a few hours, and I can say that this phone can last up to 2 days without any trouble, even if you are a heavy smartphone user. So as far as the battery life is concerned, you do not have to worry about that. So that's pretty much it about the Realme 8's first impression and the unboxing. I do hope that you liked this video, and this phone is available for pre-ordering. The link is in the description. You can go and check that out, and I will cover an in-depth review of this smartphone in just a few days, so stay tuned, and I do not want you to miss that out. So with that being said, do not forget to like this video, share it with your friends and family, and also subscribe to TechWafer. I will see you in the next one. Till then, peace out.